This is Brian Jackson, co-owner and director of education at Devotion Learn in Brooklyn, New York. What I'm going to do today is show you some of the new features in Pro Tools 9. In the future, we're also going to have other tutorials on Pro Tools, Ableton Live, Logic, and anything that you want us to do, just let us know and we'll put something up. So one of the things that people are very excited about with Pro Tools 9 is, of course, that there's more tracks without having to have a toolkit. And the main one is that finally you can run Pro Tools without having to use DigiDesign or M-Audio or any Avid hardware. So here you can see that I have in the playback engine my RME Fireface 800 set up as my audio interface. So if you look in this list, not a single MBox 002, nothing like that. I can pick any one of those that I want, which is really nice. Also, we have delay compensation, finally, on a native system. So you don't have to have the HD hardware or HD native. So finally, Pro Tools has normal delay compensation. You can pick from a couple different options. And you can see here, we can see our delay, just like an HD system. So if we go to our hardware setup, if you have M-Powered, you would see something like this, and it would launch the M-Audio control panel, but now it'll launch on a Mac at least, your audio MIDI setup. And we can see all of the different interfaces we have connected, including any other devices that we've aggregated, which is a cool feature. I'll come back to that in a second. Now let's go ahead and create 80 new tracks. And in normal version of LE or M-Powered, that wouldn't have worked. So we go to track 50 and we can check here and see that it is actually allocated as on, not off. So no toolkits and have tons of tracks. Now let's go ahead and delete some of these out of here. I'm going to show you something pretty cool. One of the new features is a big time saver for people that do a lot of routing, setting up auxes, submixes, that kind of thing. So I'm going to create 3 mono tracks, a stereo master out, and notice how I have the 3 audio tracks selected. I'm going to deselect the master, hold down Option and Shift, so all 3 of the selected tracks will be affected by this new track dialog box. This is brand new in Pro Tools 9 for all Pro Tools users. I'm going to call this drum submix. So this would be like if I had kick, hats, and snare and I wanted to submix them, compress them all together, something like that. And watch what happens. It automatically is going to create the aux with the routing from the outputs of the tracks to the inputs of the aux and also name the buses. So I don't have to go into the I/O setup or do the right click and rename to actually let myself know this is a drum submix. Any output's going to show you this. The sends, I can also choose new track and set up a reverb box here, so call this verb. And notice it automatically sets the bus to the input verb, names it, and now go ahead and throw my reverb on here. Not a huge deal, but these things add up and they definitely save a lot of time, make workflows go a lot faster. For those of you that want to work with film, no more need to upgrade to a DB toolkit. You can get your timecode, 2 different timecode options, feet and frames if you're working with film. And if you have one of those digitally controlled mic preamps, the ones that hook up to Pro Tools systems, there it goes. You can also control those from right in here. Another thing is no more need to eject drives from the workspace. This iPod, just right click, hit eject. You can do it from the Finder or from the Windows Explorer. Now, one of the things that macOS users have had for a while is the ability to aggregate audio interfaces together and make them act like one. So let's say you had 2 different 2-channel audio interfaces, or your input, built-in line input or output. You can link them together, make an aggregate, and then Pro Tools will see that as one audio interface. Something Logic users have been doing for a while, and now we can do it with Pro Tools too. Another feature that HD users have had for a while is the ability to make custom catalogs in the workspace. This can be a big time saver. So files that you like to use a lot, you can basically create aliases quickly and easily in the workspace. So I'm just going to go ahead and select a couple files here, and then I'm going to right click and go ahead and choose Create Catalog from Selection. And these actually are making aliases, so it's not copying new files, not eating up any hard drive space. And there those are. So check back soon for more movies.